Facebook. I got home just in time today for a little daylight so that I could do my eco living tips still today without just a Facebook post. I hope you're all doing wonderful and amazing, and it's Thursday, so it's almost the weekend, and you know, if you have traditional jobs where you work Monday through Friday, tomorrow is a lovely day. So yesterday I spoke to you a little bit, well, I guess I didn't really speak. I posted for you yesterday how to save some water when you are at home in the shower by putting a bucket underneath your shower as the water's starting to warm up, so you can reuse that water for other things. Saves you a couple bucks, saves a little bit of water, and I mean, I don't know, I guess I always feel guilty for wasting all this water as I'm trying to make the perfect temperature of water for washing my hair and exfoliating my skin and all that fun stuff, but maybe you don't feel as bad. So maybe that doesn't work for you and that's not a thing for you, so that's okay. That's why I'm giving you 30 tips this month, I guess not really this month, just 30 tips in general, so that you can find one that works for you. Please don't mind me if I'm a little distracted. I let the dogs out here with me and they literally like love to get in the water and like just swim away, and I'm just not gonna go chasing after them. Anyway, so again, hope you're all doing well. So today I want to talk a little bit about the pollution that comes from electricity. I'm not sure if any of you guys know that the producing electricity for our homes is the single number one biggest polluter of our environment, more than anything else, more than coal even. Can you believe it? Dog in the water right now. Dog in the water. Get back. Anyway, so I hope you're enjoying that. Right, so some of the things that are produced, that go into the environment, that are produced from, you know, electricity. First of all, of course, just generating electricity takes up so much land, you know, and the more of us that are constantly using as much power as possible at all times, you know, we just keep increasing the space that we're taking up. And in the West Coast, especially in San Diego, solar power is a really big thing, big industry. Not so much out here, I've noticed. Maybe it's because of the seasons, but who knows. But anyway, so there was a 2002 study. When I forget to speak, I say instead of that's weird. So there was a 2002 study by Smith College. So I haven't read anything that a little more recent. I know that was 15 years ago, but it still, I believe, probably stands the same, if not even greater. At that point, they determined that about 40% of the emissions that are coming out of electric power plants are what's causing it's carbon emissions basically that are causing our global warming. I think it was like 20 and then like 39, but sulfur dioxide is another emission from these from generating power or power plants, which, as you know, contributes to acid rain, and then nitrous oxide, which is basically smog. The beautiful city of Los Angeles or any other beautiful big cities that you've ever been to that have sort of this big cloud of boof, gray stuff, you know, could be contributed to that, although all the cars and everything else don't do anything to clear up our air. Anyway, so basically, how can you reduce a little bit of your use of so much electric consumption? Believe it or not, just unplugging your appliances. All the appliances in your home are basically like on standby, so they're slowly just sitting there, you know, leaching like Dracula, sucking power right out of the grid. Which I know it doesn't sound like a big deal, you know, to save like 1-2% just by unplugging the appliances you can unplug that suck the power. But if you spend, say, roughly $2,000 a month, or not a month, a year, $2,000 a year on your power bill, and just unplugging like your coffee maker, your microwave, your toaster oven, your curling iron, flat iron, your iron, you know, all the little appliances that you don't actually need to use, or like if you have a guest room with like an electric clock and some lamps and things of that nature, just unplug everything you're not constantly using. I mean, I'm not telling you to unplug your refrigerator or unplug your stove if you have an electric stove, or your washer and dryer, that sort of thing. Unplug the little appliances. But again, roughly if you spend, say, $2,000 a year and you're saving 10% over the year, that's $200. That's $200 that you could use, I don't know, fancy dinner out. I could buy some shoes. I mean, there's so many different things that I could do with that. I could spoil my puppies. God, actually, $200 could either take me a really long way or not very far at all. It depends what you're spending it on. But you know, a little extra money can sometimes make a really big difference, go a long way. In places like California where power is at a premium, I mean, I remember having a $200 bill, period, and then little 800 square foot cottage with one bathroom that I lived in. You know, one bathroom, 2 bedrooms, teeny tiny, barely anything. So it can make a super, super big difference with very minimal effort on your part to sort of reduce that burden that we have on our electric grid. So anyway, that is my tip for today. I probably should have done this inside, so I could have shown you something cute like unplugging an appliance, but I'm sure you know how to do that. Plus, I love the outside so much more, and it's so much nicer out here. I did want to address a couple of questions that were sent to me. I have a wonderful friend who said to me, well, where'd you learn all this stuff? Well, I kind of read it and randomly knew it, and truth be told, I'm an immigrant. I grew up in a village in Mexico. I've lived in El Salvador. I've lived in India. I've spent a lot of time in Australia, and a lot of the little eco habits I picked up along the way have come from just that. I mean, in fact, I'm going to thank and a shout out to my bestie, Jane, who lives in Australia. The very first time I went to visit her out there in the land down under, she was completely like aghast at the fact that I would get some water from the faucet in a glass, drink half of it, and the rest just toss it out. I mean, because that was commonplace. Or that I would use a napkin. To like put food on, or wash my paper plate. Like, why are you using a paper plate? Why aren't you using a regular thing? And because I was at her house, I sort of just respected whatever she wanted me to do. She, in fact, is the person that taught me about reusable bags, and I came home with a couple of reusable bags, and I thought I was all cool coming back to San Diego back in 2009 or something, 2008, with my reusable bags from Australia. Anyway, so, right. Oh, yes, Sandy, I'm saving money on electricity just by being outside with the beautiful light of the sun. So anyway, I picked up a few habits from my friend Jane, and when I was in El Salvador, it was very similar to the experience that I had living in Mexico City, where, well, one, we didn't really have a whole lot of appliances to plug in, that's for sure. It's not like I lived in a mansion or anything. I lived in a village. And from there, when you don't even have that much power to begin with, and you kind of have to share it with your neighbors in the village. Sorry, it's my neighbor doing what he does best, and also there's a duck. Anyway, so when you're out there and you don't have that much power to begin with, you can't overuse your electricity, so you have to unplug a lot of things. And sometimes too, because it's kind of like ghetto rigged, so if you use too much power, you blow the entire block out. So again, you don't think about these being habits, but you kind of, just adapt and go with it. I'm trying to think of other things that I've picked up in other places. Well, in India, I used to have to take showers with a bucket. We'd have to go and get our water from where the water heater was in a bucket, maybe 2, depends on what you could carry. And at that point, I wasn't very strong at all. So 1 bucket was barely what I could. And then that would be my warm water for my bucket shower. So, again, you kind of just learn little things here and there. Then later in life, you're like, oh, should have been doing that all along. They're doing it right. I mean, granted, some people are doing it out of necessity, but I think those of us that can do it out of luxury or because, just because we can, why not contribute to the little bit that we can give back to the earth so that everybody else can enjoy it along with us. Anyway, so thanks for being here with me again for tip day number 9 for your 30 days of eco living habits. Just unplug a few of your appliances, especially your coffee maker, your flat iron, your curling iron, your regular clothes ironing iron. Unplug anything that you're not using. If you have any guest rooms, lamps, unplug them, turn them off. You don't need, well, and don't just turn them off, unplug them all the way if you don't need them. Your iPad and your iPhone chargers and all those things that don't need to be on standby all the time, just unplug them, and that little bit really truly adds up. So thanks for being here with me. Thanks for all your questions. Hit the like button if you're watching, because I see that a lot of you watch, but just say something, please. Make me feel good about being out here for you guys. I hope you have an amazing Thursday. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Again, any questions about anything or any topics you want me to hit up for you, please let me know. Thank you. You guys are amazing. I appreciate it. Enjoy your day and talk to you later. Bye.